Welcome, welcome. All right. Got 13 of you in here. I'll wait a second for people to jump in. Notifications should be going out. We're about to experience a truly amazing movie. All-time favorite that got me into zombie movies. Yeah, this was, I hear a lot that this is the original zombie movie. Not really. There were zombie, things before, but before Night of the Living Dead and George Romero, zombies were really kind of like enslaved voodoo monsters. They weren't the, unexplained rising from the dead, gonna eat your brain stereotype. This movie made zombies. It's kind of like the equivalent of when Bela Lugosi played Dracula, that we got the popular culture version of vampires that still lives to this day. That's what this movie was to zombies. Does this have subtitles? I checked. It does. It does have subtitles. So hopefully we don't have any issues. Again, the movie's in public domain. There's other watch parties on YouTube also. I looked. So if the bot catches it and it just blocks it for whatever reason, we'll just do the 7:30 Friday 13th stream at the normal time there. So just like last week. But I don't expect that we're going to run into problems, because again, we shouldn't. I put quotes around that. It catapulted the zombie genre. Yeah, this essentially created the, or I should say popularized the zombie genre as we know it today. Were it not for this, there would be no Resident Evil. Hands down, Resident Evil wouldn't exist at all were it not for this movie. And look how big of a franchise Resident Evil is now. Saw this one a year ago with a friend. We had a good time. It's genuinely a great movie. Not like how like Wasp Woman and Beast from Haunted Cave, they're like, you know, they're pretty shitty, but they're entertaining to watch. This is genuinely a well-made film. Right on time, yep. What stops the stream here today? Why don't we just do community stream of Smash? Well, I got the 7:30 Friday at 13th one anyways. So I'm not going to do Smash because I already have Friday 13th scheduled, and I'm going to eat dinner and whatnot. Predator Concrete Jungle needs its controls remastered. Yeah, it took a little bit of getting used to. Yeah, the music stops in the menu. For those that... and we'll start in just a second here, but for those that left last night before I finished the Alien stream, I beat the game. Essentially, I won't go into detail because I could talk for like 30 minutes about how I figured out how to beat that ridiculously long part. But basically, I had to figure out how to save it to where I break the game, or I break that checkpoint a different way. And then I had to figure out what little movements of mine trigger certain events and where. And then I was able to get through it pretty smoothly. It took like 3 hours. And I can't edit it down on the stream at all because the video's over 6 hours. So, but the game is beaten. And tomorrow, we're actually going to have 3 streams tomorrow. 2 are mini streams. They'll be small. What time did I put it at? I didn't schedule it yet. I think I have it at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to do Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. We're just going to finish it. Shouldn't take long at all. And then I think 4:30, I have Alien Isolation. We're just going to do the DLC stuff. And then at 7:30, we'll have a full night of Doom Eternal DLC. So that'll be fun. Oh god, the quantum hallway. Yeah, exactly. The quantum physics hallway. Let me go ahead and start it and make sure. Oh, you know what? I have to manually put the subtitles here. I think I was watching it before. That's why it started here. Let me go back. Is that the beginning? Yeah, it's the beginning. It starts off like that so suddenly. A lot of things wouldn't exist without this movie. Walking Dead is one. Yeah, absolutely. Anything modern zombie wouldn't exist.
Well, it's 8 o'clock and it's still light.
Let me know how the audio is too, because this is one of those movies that's not that loud.
We still got a 3-hour drive back. We're not going to be home until after midnight.
Well, if it really bugged you, Johnny, you wouldn't do it.
You think I want to blow Sunday on a scene like this? You know,
how many subscribers for Nightmare Permadeath? The stream wouldn't last that long.
She
It wouldn't last that long.
Like this?
Oh, no, that she can't. Is there any of that candy left?
No.
Look at this
trailer. Actually, hold on. Let's see.
I don't even remember.
It's always interesting starting with the trailer. Was there a trailer? I don't even know. This is the first time I popped in the Blu-ray. Oh, there's no trailer. What is Night of Anubis? Oh, that's disappointing. There's no trailer. I like watching the trailers. Seems low. Yeah, that's why I have subtitles, because these movies, by their very nature, are low volume. I have it maxed out right now.
Mother wants to remember, so we trot 200 miles into the country and she stays at home.
Well, we're here, John, all right?
Watch you play Elim, maybe want to get it. No stores have it now. Jamie, if you go to, your best bet is to go on Amazon. If you'd like, I do have a link in the description for the video. I always put links to the games I play. So it helps out the channel too. I get like a little slice of the cut from Amazon, which is really small, but it helps. But just an easy way for you to get any game that I stream. I don't know how much it is on Amazon though, but I saw that it was in stock.
Nothing wrong with the radio. Must have been the station.
Which row is it in?
Saw the 80s remake before I saw the original. I love the original. Literally one of my favorite movies of all time. How many subscribers till you do a permadeath Minecraft playthrough? I don't know if I'd like Minecraft. It doesn't seem like my kind of game. Night of Anubis is the rough cut. Oh, it's the rough cut with added footage? Yeah, I'll just watch this one. I haven't watched the Anubis version yet. I just ordered this like a week ago.
Oh, look, I already lost an hour's sleep on the time change.
I think you complain just to hear yourself.
Night of Living Dead sounds like a better title.
There it is.
They're coming for you, Barbara. I don't know why that line was always, when I was a kid and I watched this movie, that line was always so scary. It was so foreboding.
I wonder what happened to the one from last year.
Balance is good. You're one click higher than the movie. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's where I want to be.
We come out here and the one from last year's gone.
Well, the flowers die, and the caretaker or somebody takes them away.
Yeah, a little spit and polish. You can clean this up. Sell it next year. Wonder how many times we bought the same one.
Minecraft's a game you have to put time into before you really start. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen plenty of gameplay. Like I know, I think NotAnotherGameCollector played it for a while. I've seen the gameplay. I don't have the patience for that. Like I tell you, I like. I mean, you see the games I play. I just can't imagine myself enjoying Minecraft. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but there's some, I don't know what it is like about this movie that's so unsettling. Because it's like, I mean, if you look at like zombies now movies, they're always like decaying, missing body parts. A lot of it's like gruesome makeup. Here it's much more simple overall, and it's just so unsettling. I think it's the fact that it's black and white.
Time when we were small, we were out here.
Because if you watch the like colorized version of this movie, it's just, to me, it doesn't have the same effect. I don't like the colorized version.
Said, boy, you be damned to hell. Remember that? Right over there.
Shadow Phoenix, welcome.
Well, you used to really be scared here.
Johnny.
You're still afraid.
Stop it now, I mean it.
FYI, those foam crosses are horrible for grass. Second it rains, they dissolve.
You, Barbara.
Stop it.
There it is.
You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
See, and I like how this movie doesn't explain either. Like, they don't have a whole, like, intro sequence with a virus escaping a lab. And it just happens, and no one knows. And it's true, think about it. If this happened in real life, initially, nobody would really know, like, why it started. There's no music? Yeah, there's a little, like, well, like right now, there's little bits. This movie actually looks really good on Blu-ray. I've seen some streams of this movie on YouTube that look blurry as hell, because it's just people, like, restreaming shitty copies that people have uploaded on YouTube. That's why I wanted to get the Blu-ray, so it's crisp and clear. Fresh zombies are more sympathetic than rotten zombies. 90s version blamed the moon, I think. Did it really? I don't remember that. What was that line? Anyone remember the line? I really liked it. It was really unsettling. And Dawn of the Dead, the remake, which that is one movie. This might be blasphemy to some, but I actually like the remake of that movie more than I like the original Dawn of the Dead. I actually really like that remake. But the line that priest says on the TV said, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. And I was like, damn, like that was effective for that movie. And then the zombies were running too. I thought that was creepy. Realistically, I have multiple theories on how this happened. Yeah, China. First zombie. Yeah, he does look like Boris Karloff. You're right. It's interesting how it picked up the rock and like broke the window. Are Dawn and Day of the Dead in the same universe? I believe so. Yeah, well, it is public domain, so I should be fine. But with YouTube, it's hit or miss, because the problem is with Content ID, some random company that produces a Blu-ray can just go in there, send their paperwork to YouTube, be like, oh, we own this movie, and then they could claim it, even if they don't own it. Like, YouTube doesn't have the legal, I guess you could say the legal grounds to actually verify it. YouTube doesn't try to verify it. They just take it and put it in Content ID. It's a horrible system. I never really watched this movie. Is it a good classic or cheesy one? But this one's genuinely a well-made movie. This is good. I wouldn't say it's cheesy at all. Like this is the reason we have like our modern day zombie movies and shows and all that. It's because of this. I like that music that keeps playing over and over. I think Land of the Dead is the best of the Dead movies. I actually don't like that one. I saw that one in theaters. I didn't care for it. I think you're good. Night has been fair use since forever. Yeah, hopefully. Unfortunately, fair use isn't necessarily protected on YouTube, though. But yeah, I probably would have gotten cut off by now if it was going to catch it, so I think we're good. Yeah, it's up to the accused to prove their innocence on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, that's how YouTube is. It assumes guilt first. CP, welcome. Ben from this is one of the best horror movie heroes. I agree. The ending of this movie too. Like, I won't spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but the ending is so like, it's one of those endings where, oh, I'll just let you guys watch it, but it's a good ending. What are your thoughts on World War Z with Brad Pitt? I thought it was okay. The story was alright. I thought the CG looked like ass, and I'm just not a fan of like overused CG. And it just, I mean, there was no other way to do what they did without CG, but it didn't look very good. That house she runs into was a house about to be torn down. That's a good way to save money. You don't have to pay for sets, or you don't have to like pay like for like renting out a place in like New York or LA to film. And by the way, this movie is the one that invented the whole trope of like hiding out in a house and boarding up windows while all the zombies are outside. You see that in Left 4 Dead. You see that in Call of Duty Zombies. You see that in Resident Evil 4. Like, this movie is the one that invented that trope. You imagine if this movie was just that one zombie, that's it. They just kill him and the whole movie's over. Like, he was patient zero for the zombies. World War Z game is not bad. A nice modern version of Left 4 Dead. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that game's pretty good. Oh yeah, and this is the last, as a reminder, this is the last, for now, Saturday stream I'll be doing, because next Saturday's Halloween, so I'm taking my kids out, and then after that, October's over. So I'll just go back to the 3-stream schedule. But, I mean, I'll do more of these, just not, like, every Saturday, like I've been doing for October. But these watch parties have been really fun, so... And I buy movies all the time, so anytime I pick up one of these, like, copyright-free movies, I'll definitely do a watch party. Like, I want to do the Screaming Skull. I've never seen it. It looks absurd. It's so much better in black and white. What zombie trope hasn't come from this movie? Yeah, good point. Like, this one was just as influential for zombie films as Halloween was for, like, slasher movies. No, Halloween wasn't the first slasher flick, but it popularized a lot of the things you'll see later in slasher movies.
It's all right. Don't worry about him, I can handle it.
The sun didn't set it, crash. Isn't this, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this the first movie, like the first major movie at the time that had a black lead?
Compound here is locked. Is there a key?
I think it was, right?
If we can get some gas, is there a key?
I know that was kind of a big deal back then about this movie. You got the Screaming Skull. Now, I didn't buy it yet, but I want to buy it on Blu-ray. I'm waiting for the price to go down, because I see it, and I know I could stream it. Like, it's on YouTube free, but I want to get the Blu-rays. But I see it all the time for $12 on Amazon. Right now, it's $28. So I think after Halloween, it'll probably go back down. And then when it's like $12 again, I'll pick it up. Have you seen this in color? Yeah, I don't like it anywhere near as much in color. What's the Screaming Skull? Real old school black and white movie. It's basically a floating haunted skull that chases people and they scream. It's a dumb idea, but it's those old, like, silver screen classic movies.
We've got to get out of here.
Opinion, this is the best zombie movie. It still hasn't been topped. I agree. Because anything that's come close is just copying this, really.
Maybe we better take some food. I'll see if I can find some food.
Black and white look made this film look artistic, yeah, and the colorized version, like, to me, it just looks so artificial. Like, it takes me out of the, like, what makes this movie a classic horror movie. Chocolate syrup, which is what they used back in the day a lot of the time. Since you don't see the red color, they use chocolate syrup. I know they did that in Psycho. They use chocolate syrup to make the blood look thicker. You should get the Devil Bat with Bela Lugosi. That's public domain. I've never heard of that, man. The Devil Bat? I'll have to look it up.
What's happening?
Hey, Anthony Jordan, I know you know a lot about public domain movies. If there's any others, you're welcome to let me know, and I'll definitely take a look. What if I decide to buy the Blu-ray for you at $28? If you'd like to do that, I'll be happy to do that. But definitely, or I'll be happy to stream it, but definitely don't feel compelled to do that. I know $28 is a lot for that movie. It is definitely. I see it for $12 all the time.
Have you seen any
I'll never ask you to do that, bro.
No, I don't.
I know you're afraid, but we have
I
to.
don't know. I don't know. What's happening?
See, they're using like tools and stuff. What are your thoughts on Savini's remake with Tony Todd and all? I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was pretty good. I'm always gonna prefer the original though. It'd be nice if the remake was public domain. There's no way though. Ben's a professional zombie slayer, man. He's already got 2 of them. She's just inside freaking out. I remember that one scene from this in the original Halloween. I love it. I love it when movies do that. Whenever you're watching like a more modern horror movie and they're playing like an old black and white one on a TV somewhere. I just saw that Adam Sandler, Hubie's Halloween or whatever, Hubie Halloween on Netflix, and in one part there's a teenage girl in her bedroom watching Creature from the Black Lagoon. I was like, no, modern day, like young, like 15-year-old girl watching Creature from the Black Lagoon? Yeah, right. They wouldn't be interested in it, but I think that's cool. Too bad I already did it, expected the mail sometime today, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, don't feel you ever have to do that. But when I get it, yeah, I promise I'll do a watch party for it then. See, the zombie felt it too. A little different than our modern zombies. Ben would beat Jason Voorhees. Well, in Friday the 13th Part 4, he did get beaten by a child and his big sister. So it's possible. Hubie Halloween was stupid, but it had me laughing my ass. Yeah, me too. I finished watching it. I started it like a couple days ago, but I actually finished watching it this morning. And it was dumb. Like, it's a movie that shouldn't have been entertaining, but like, it's just typical Adam Sandler, like, stupid humor. But when I watched it, I was like, why did I enjoy that movie as much as I did? It was just dumb. Like, his mother is an elderly woman, and she comes out, and she's wearing a shirt that's like, if you can read this, you're in the fart zone. It's so dumb. They don't even address it in the movie. She's just wearing it. Dragon Force, 1 hit. Ben's the ultimate zombie warrior. I wonder how long he's been dealing with this zombie problem, because when he first popped up on screen, you could tell, like, this is not his first experience. It looked like almost he was running away from one, so he's probably been, like, fighting them off all day. Hubie was good, in my opinion. A solid old-school Sandler flick. Yeah, it has all the same tropes that Adam Sandler does in all his, like, Happy Madison production movies. Like, you know Rod Snyder's going to pop up. It's all the same. Damn it, out of coffee. It seems the Content ID system is not going to take the video down. Excellent. What a weird customer. Oh, that was a Resident Outbreak. When a very clear zombie walks into a bar and they're, what a weird customer. Jump. It's a feel-good Halloween movie with Adam Sandler. Yeah.
Why don't you see if you can find some wood, some boards, something there by the fireplace, something we can nail this place up.
Preventing Crimson Heads with the fire. He knows his stuff. He was a man ahead of his time. He figured it out before Capcom did.
Look, I know you're afraid. I'm afraid too. But we have to try to board the house up together. Now, I'm going to board up the windows and the doors. Do you understand? We'll be all right here. We'll be all right here until someone comes to rescue us. But we'll have to work together. You'll have to help me. Now, I want you to go in and get some
There's an interview with Ben's actor on the Blu-ray you have. Yeah, I like all those old audio interviews.
Okay.
It really gives you insight into it. It's funny, too, because my Friday the 13th Blu-ray for a final chapter, when you look at the special features, you could tell it was all stuff that was filmed for, like, the original DVD release or something. Because everyone looks way younger than they do now. Stop jinxing the Content ID by bringing it up. Yeah, you're probably right. I shouldn't. It's like when I'm playing a game and I say it's easier, it's going to be short, and then I'm like 7 hours later, I'm still getting killed by an alien. Never understood why the zombies here react to fire while other zombies don't. It was just starting out, the zombie thing. Always plays Kevin in Outbreak. His 45 is broken as hell. I always like playing as Kevin better than the other ones. Yeah, Fabian, you got my reference, of course. That's a classic Resident Evil Outbreak line. Forgot how annoying Barbara could be. And doesn't he slap her, like slap some sense into her at one part? I vaguely remember that. You gonna watch the Voorhees fan film when it comes out next week? Yeah, that's next week. That's what's that called? One the Snow or something. Or I know I'm gonna say it wrong. Like Don't Hike in the Snow or some shit like that. Theory is the corpse is reanimated with a basic instinct, fear of fire, the need to eat and bite, need to chase things that run. That makes sense, actually. I think that's exactly what we're seeing there. Could Bem survive Raccoon City? Yes. Don't hike alone, that's what it was. I don't know why I said don't hike in the snow. That's what it was, you're right. Never Hike in the Snow came out a couple weeks ago? Oh wait, so they're two different ones? Oh, I gotta look into that. It's mind-blowing me when I watched your review of Friday the 13th Final Chapter. I had no idea the kid from Goonies was in that movie. Yeah. Yep. Will here in the chat. Will Matt's excellent podcast interviewed him.
Secure. If we have to, we can run in here and board up the doors. Won't be long for those things be back pounding.
Amazon's being a bitch right now? What's it doing? That Outbreak line makes me laugh so much due to the cheesy flamboyant delivery of it. Yeah.
They're afraid of fire. I found that out.
Ben is better than Steve. Code Veronica.
You know a place back down the road called Beekman's? Beekman's Diner?
Barbara, do something useful? Yeah, she hasn't really even said much. She's just kind of walking around scared.
Anyhow, that's where I found that truck I have out there. There's a radio in the truck. I had jumped in to listen to it when a big gasoline truck came screaming right across the road. But there must have been 10, 15 of those things chasing after it. Grabbing and holding on.
The real question is, can Raccoon City survive
I
Ben?
didn't see them at first.
Well, Raccoon City exploded.
I could just see
so.
that the truck was moving in a funny way. And those things were catching up to it. The truck went right across the road. Slammed on my brakes to keep from hitting it myself.
Have a theory for why Xenomorph doesn't like fire. I think they see infrared. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I was looking it up yesterday out of curiosity. I was like, do Xenomorphs have eyes? And apparently the lore is all over the place.
Cut off the road.
Like, apparently, what was it I was reading? Some sources say they have eyes behind the little visor thing they have. But then others, like later on, they got rid of that. So you don't even see the eyes anymore. It's just completely covered. Like, you see that in the later Alien movies. So they think it's some sort of, like, echolocation, which is why they hiss all the time. There's all kinds of theories. It's ridiculous. So they hiss all the time, and that's how they see it's echolocation. In one of the AVP games, they also mention the fact that it's possible they see through that little tongue mouth they have. I don't know how that works.
If there was anyone there,
but apparently the lore is everywhere as far as how the Xenomorph sees.
That's when I noticed that the entire place had been encircled. Wasn't a sign of life left, except...
Do you like the Saw movies? Overall, yes. I think they got shitty as they went on. The last 2 or 3 exceptionally were pretty bad, I think. But I like the early ones.
Or 60 of those things, just standing there, staring at me. I started to drive. I just plowed right through them.
See, if this movie were made today,
they didn't run or
this would be a whole flashback sequence when he's talking about this.
Staring at me. Just wanted to crush them. They scattered through the air like bugs.
Echolocation makes sense. This is alien canon. It's stupid to talk about. Yeah, I agree. The canon's all over the place. Doesn't matter.
Johnny. We came to put a wreath on my father's grave. Johnny, and he said...
Great movie. I watched this when I was 8 years old and fell in love with horror. Yeah. I saw it as a kid too, and it scared. The fact that it was black and white for some reason made it so much scarier to me. But that's the overall feel of the movie. That's how it should be.
Oh, it's hot in here. Hot.
That damn cricket. Yeah, it's still going.
And he said, "Oh, it's late. Why did we start so late?" And I said, "Johnny, if you'd gotten up earlier, we wouldn't be late."
Most chilling things in this movie are the reports in Ben's story, yeah. Because you don't see it, you just hear about it.
And I said, "I'm not afraid."
I always think that makes it scarier.
And then this man started walking up the road.
Much creepier, not as a flashback though. Oh, I agree. That's what I mean. Like today, they would completely show it to be a whole flashback scene, or it would. That's how the movie would have started.
And I laughed at him and said, "Johnny, stop it."
I prefer how these older movies used to do things.
Johnny ran away.
A lot of the time.
And I went up to this man, and I was going to apologize.
Why don't you just keep calm?
And I looked up, and I said, "Goody." And he grabbed me. He grabbed me, and he ripped at me. He held me, and he ripped at my clothes.
I think you should just calm down.
Oh, I screamed, "Johnny!"
I love this scene. Because Ben's trying to get shit together as like a defense, and she's just sitting there panicking.
Oh, he ripped. And then Johnny came, and he ran, and he fought this.
Remember there's a boob and a butt in this movie? Is there really?
I'm so afraid. I ran.
It's one of the zombies, right? Like in the background?
I ran.
Doesn't really matter. Like I said, it's public domain. Let's not forget the Wolfenstein streams where you got like bloody pregnant boobs.
We have to wait for Johnny.
And technically this movie has no rating on it either, so it doesn't really matter.
Maybe we better go out and get him. We have to go out and get Johnny. He's out there.
It's your P.O. Box, Mathias. Check in my description. It's there.
We've got to go out and
Under
get
if you'd
him.
like to send something, I have the whole thing on there.
Please! We have got to go get Johnny! Please!
I think it's 5022. Yeah, double check description just to be sure.
Don't you know what's going on out there? This is no Sunday school picnic.
Don't you understand? My brother is alone!
Your brother is dead.
No! My brother is not dead!
I think this is the part. I know it's horrible to laugh at that, but just the way the scene is, like she bitch slaps and he's just like boom. You can't do that in movies today. You can't. Damn. Gender equality in 3, 2, 1. Oh, God. That is awful. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? I mean, in all reality, like, they're in a life or death situation. She wasn't gonna... I mean, she was in a full-blown panic. He had to knock her out.
This radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network.
This kind of reminds me of War of the Worlds right here.
Of all developments. At this hour, we repeat, these are the facts as we know them. There is an epidemic of mass murder being committed by a virtual army of unidentified assassins. The murders are taking place in villages, cities, rural homes, and suburbs with no apparent pattern or reason for the slayings.
Yeah, that was a brother at the beginning.
General explosion of mass homicide.
Are there any Hitchcock films in public domain? I can't imagine there would be. I would love to stream Psycho, but there's no way.
Others describe them as being
Ben used Falcon Punch.
So, at this point, there is no really authentic way for us to say who or what to look for and guard yourself against. Misshapen monsters. Reaction of law enforcement officials is one of complete bewilderment at this hour. So far, we have...
If you're live, I want to thank you for your Resident Evil timeline. Amazing material. Appreciate you watching it. Got plenty more stuff coming in the future.
Sheriff deputies and emergency ambulances are literally deluged with calls.
Oh, you never saw this movie, Road Dragon? It's so good.
Mayors of Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Miami.
I think I'd put it in my top 10. I feel like I have so many movies in my top 10 that it's not a top 10 anymore. I feel like it's like a top 20.
The only advice our reporters have been able to get from official sources is for private citizens to stay in their homes behind locked doors. Do not venture
Unidentified assassins? They didn't know what zombies were back then.
And until we can advise what course of action to take, keep listening to radio and TV for any special instructions as this crisis develops further. Thousands of office and factory workers are being urged to stay at their places of employment, not to make any attempt.
How old were you when you first watched this movie? I don't know. I was a kid. I know I saw it when I was a kid because it was on TV a lot. And I used to stay up late. Like, I would stay up late, like, on, what was it, Joe Bob's Briggs used to do, like, on TNT, they had, like, the Monster Vision. So, a lot of old movies I saw were because of that, and, like, other random channels that would air horror movies. That deer head needs to start laughing maniacally. I love the, I was going to say Left 4 Dead, Evil Dead 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just received word that the president has called a meeting of his cabinet to deal with the sudden epidemic of murder which has seized the eastern third of this nation. The meeting is scheduled to convene within the hour. Members of the presidential cabinet will be joined by officials of the FBI and the Joint Chiefs behind closed doors. The White House spokesman, in announcing this conference, says there will be an official announcement as soon as possible following that meeting. This is the latest dispatch just received.
Remember Dawn of the Dead remake had Twitchers? Yeah.
Latest word also from National Press
That was such a good movie.
Washington, D.C. now tells us that the emergency presidential conference, which
Monster Vision was my drug as a kid. It's so good. And also for those that have been asking me if Shudder is good, he's got his show on Shudder now. It's like the Shudder version of Monster Vision. Yeah, Monster Vision was just aside from the movies, just him like giving his commentary and talking about that, it got you in the mood. It just felt like Halloween watching that.
Facilities in an emergency network to bring you this news as it develops. We urge you to stay tuned
on board,
to radio
welcome.
and TV and
Sure, see the Blu-ray at the P.O. Box by Monday 26. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I'll let you know when I get it, and then we'll schedule a watch party for it. Sure.
Seeking refuge in churches, schools, and government buildings.
Joe Bob's on Shudder now every Friday, I think. Yeah.
Wholesale murder, which apparently is engulfing much of the nation. Law enforcement officials are at a loss to explain.
You think these reports would note a lot of these assassins smell like rotting meat? Well, maybe they didn't get close enough to them to smell them.
Outstanding.
TTYE Network just subscribed. Welcome to the channel.
For God's sake, to get off the streets. Tell them to go home and lock their doors and windows up tight. We don't know what kind of murder-happy characters we have.
Once I board the place up by wood, shelter upstairs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at least also like if the zombies get in and they like single file line up the stairs, you just whack them in the head as they're coming up. That's what you do in Resident Evil 4 in that house attack section. The only reason Ben is doing so well is because he's doing New Game Plus and has a storage box full of boards. Nice.
Some eyewitnesses tell of seeing victims who look as though they had been torn apart. This whole ghastly story began developing 2 days ago with the report of the slaying of a family of 7 in their rural home near Gulfport, Pennsylvania. Since then, reports of such senseless killings
Literally go upstairs,
a reign of terror which has hopscotched.
rip some of the steps up so the zombies can't get upstairs near gold. But then there will be no suspense in the movie. you can't apply intelligence in these movies.
Indicate a general spreading of the extreme southeastern
That is a good idea, though. Mess up the steps and just watch them, like, fall over. Because they can't get you.
Has yet been reported west of the Mississippi River, except in the extreme southeastern portion of Texas. Similar killings have been reported around the Houston and Galveston areas, but nothing like
I found a gun and some bullets out there.
Oh, that was Nightmare 01. Welcome.
Oh, and these.
became clear we were facing some kind of national emergency. When first reports began,
Outstanding.
They got subscribers coming in. Adir Quaglio, welcome.
We ought to be all right here for a while.
People must like this movie.
We have a
Good
gun.
thing these things aren't Crimson Heads. I hated the Crimson Head. I genuinely dislike the Crimson Heads. I wish they weren't in a Resident Evil remake.
Sooner or later, someone.
They always stress me out.
creatures from outer space. So again, we join with law
It's like creatures from outer space.
urging you to seek shelter in a building. Lock the doors and windows securely.
Hey, that's us. We're doing all right.
Cautious of any suspicious strangers, and keep tuned to your radio and television for survival instructions and further details of this continuing story.
Look, I don't know if you're hearing me,
Goes on in the absence of any law.
but I'm going upstairs now.
It's almost as though some critical balance of
If anything should try to break in here, I can hear it from up there. I'll be down to take care of it.
Repeating rifles would be useful in zombie attack. You know, it would be a better
Everything's all
idea.
right for now.
Instead of
I'll
wasting
be
the
back
ammo,
with
like save the
reinforced
ammo for
windows and doors
emergencies.
later.
But just like
But
do
you'll
the
be all right for
staircase
now,
thing, and
okay?
if they go up the stairs, just bash them with the butt of the gun real hard in
Okay.
the head. That way, because you know, that way you're saving ammo, you're using melee attacks
defense
instead.
officials in Cumberland have told newsmen that murder victims
And then if they get a little too close for comfort, then you know, fire a shot or two.
by their murderers.
I wish George Romero direct the Resident Evil movie. Yeah, he was going to be involved. There was a pitch. Never happened, though. That would have been awesome. Thought the Crimson Heads were fun in Operation Raccoon City. Yeah, they were bullet sponges. Like everything else in that game. Creatures from outer space, clowns, perhaps.
Consistent reports from witnesses to
I think
the
alien
affected
clowns
people
are
who acted
scarier.
as though they were in a
That's
kind of
terrifying.
trance, were killing and eating their victims, prompted authorities to examine the bodies of some of the victims.
She's just out of it throughout this whole
Authorities in
movie.
Cumberland have concluded that in all cases, the killers are eating the flesh of the people they murder. Repeating this latest bulletin just received moments ago from Cumberland, Maryland, civil defense authorities have told newsmen that murder victims show evidence of having been partially devoured by their murderers.
I love that
Medical
camera work, too, how it's
examination
just
of
slowly
victims'
zooming
bodies
in.
shows conclusively that the killers are eating the flesh of the people they kill. And so this incredible story becomes more ghastly with each report. It's difficult to imagine such a thing actually happening, but these are the reports we have been receiving and passing on to you. Reports which have
There's no point in running if they're faster than Usain Bolt. That's what you see in the Dawn of the Dead remake. And also in, what's it called? 28 Days Later, even though I know someone's gonna say, technically they're not zombies, it's zombies, same shit. And 28 Days Later, it's terrifying how they run and scream.
A radio.
Excited for all the new Resident Evil stuff coming, except for the Wesker children. Yeah, the reboot for the movie I think is filming, actually. There's some pictures online of the set. And it looks like the Spencer Mansion.
That's the cellar. It's the safest place.
You mean you didn't hear the racket we were making up here?
How were we supposed to know what was going on? Could have been those things for all we knew.
That girl was screaming. Sure, you must know what a girl screaming sounds like. Those things don't make any noise. Anybody would know somebody ever needed help.
Look, it's kind of hard to hear what's going on from down there.
We thought we could hear screams, but for all we knew, that could have meant those things were in the house afterward.
I want another 28 movie. I enjoyed those films. Yeah, the sequel, the ending for it was crazy.
Supposed to know what was going on?
I like that movie. I'm surprised that we never got a third one.
Now you say it sounded like the place was being ripped apart. It would be nice if you get your story straight, man.
All right.
What if
now
George
you
Romero made a
tell
House of
me.
the Dead film instead of Uwe Boll? It
I'm not
would have
gonna
been
take that kind of a
significantly
chance when
better.
we got a safe
That goes
place.
without saying.
We luck into
There's
a
no
safe
debating
place,
that.
And you're telling us we got to risk our lives just because somebody might need help, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, why don't we settle this?
Look, mister.
I mean, Left 4 Dead doesn't have zombies, they're just
Okay, we're here.
infected. Yeah, they
Now,
use all
we
these
all
different
go back
terms.
downstairs,
These have
before we go
viruses,
see
these have
Side
parasites.
Radio.
It's all zombies.
You got the whole place boarded up?
Yeah, most of it. All but a few spots upstairs. They won't be hard to fix.
You're insane. The cellar's the safest place.
I'm telling you, they can't get in here.
And I'm telling you,
There
those
wasn't
things
here.
turned
Were you
over
gonna
our
stream the
car.
Tony Todd
We were
version?
damn lucky to get away at all.
What's
now,
the
you
Tony
tell
Todd
me
version? Is that the remake?
Those things can't get through this lousy pile of wood?
His wife and kids downstairs. The kids hurt.
Wesker Children sounds like a kid's cartoon. Yeah, it's Resident Evil babies. Even though they're going to be teenagers.
With all of us working, we can fix this place up in no time. We have everything we need up here.
We can take all that stuff downstairs with us. Man, you're really crazy, you know that? You got 1,000,000 windows up here. All these windows, you're gonna make them strong enough to keep these things out, huh?
I told you those things don't have any strength. I smashed 3 of them and pushed another one out the door.
Did you hear me when I told you they turned over our car?
Oh, hell, any good 5.
I really hate that guy that
That's
argues
my
with Ben.
point.
Yeah, he's kind of
There's
stupid.
not going to be 5 or even 10. There's going to be 20, 30, maybe 100.
Ben's done a lot of work on his own while Barbara's been freaking out behind him.
Well, if there's that many, they'll probably get us wherever we are.
Look, the cellar. The cellar, there's only one door, right? Just one door, that's all we have to protect. Tom and I fixed it so it locks and boards from the inside. But up here, all these windows, why, we'd never know where they were going to hit us next.
So he wants to go in the cellar where there's no
Down in the cellar,
alternate
there's no place
exit.
to run to. I mean, if they did get in, there'd be
I
no
just said
back
that.
exit. We'd be done for. We can get out of here
Wow.
if we have to.
It's
But we got
true.
windows to
Like,
see
if they
what's
get
going
in,
on
like, where are you
outside.
going to go? You can't run anywhere.
But
At
down
least here, there's
no
some open
windows.
area.
If a rescue party did come, we wouldn't even know it.
But the cellar is the strongest place.
The cellar is a death trap.
I don't know, Mr. Cooper. I think he's right. You know how many's out there?
I don't know, maybe 6 or 7.
Look,
How long is this movie? This movie's like an hour and a half.
I'm going back down to the cellar.
I think it's like an hour, 40 minutes, something like that.
Because I'm going to board up that door, and I'm not going to unlock it again no matter what happens.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Cooper.
No, I'm not going to wait.
Really enjoyed the stream last night. Looking forward to more Halloween content. Yeah, we got more Alien
Let's think
tomorrow.
about this.
We gotta do the DLC
We
still.
can make it to the cellar if we have to. And if we do decide to stay down there, we'll need some things from up here. So let's at least consider this a while.
If you box yourself in this cellar and those things get in the house, you've had it. At least up here you have a fighting chance.
So Ben's the ultimate strategist.
Looks like about 8 or 10 out there now.
There's more than there were.
Oh, Night of the Living Dead remake has Tony Todd. I don't think I can stream the remake though, because that's not going to be public domain. This one definitely is. So it always reminds me of Resident Evil 2, when you're in the police station and the hands break through the boards. It's creepy as hell because how the zombies are so quiet too. Like, you notice they're not making all the typical zombie noises, a bunch of moans and weird yells and screams.
Harry?
They're just silent.
Harry, what's happening?
It's all right.
Where's the events of the movie taking place? I don't... Isn't it Maryland or something? I don't remember. T-Virus is at it again, indeed. Miss movies like this is a passion project by a good director, not a cheap jump scare cash-in. Yeah, if this was made now, it would all be jump scares. You know what I find so annoying, too, is... I like it when jump scares are, like, natural jump scares in a movie, but when they take it another step further, and...
You're crazy.
With the jump scare, there's a really loud sound that plays. Like, you're gonna jump more because of the loud noise than the actual thing you're seeing in the movie. Like, I like when jump scares happen and it scares you naturally, not, oh, damn, a really loud sound just played. I hate that. Oh, it is Maryland?
The radio and the food is part of what I'm fighting for. Now, if you're going down the cellar, get.
The man's insane. He's insane. We've We've got to have food down there.
Scare the crap out of me in Resident Evil 2 in the police station, then the dogs jump too. Resident Evil 2 had some good jump scares. The reason they don't get me anymore is just because I played the game 1,000 times, but when I was younger, yeah, absolutely.
I got a kid down there. She can't possibly, I couldn't bring her up here. She can't possibly take all the racket and those things smashing through the windows.
Well, you're her father. If you're stupid enough to go die in that trap, that's your business. However, I am not stupid enough to follow you. It is tough for the kid that her old man is so stupid.
Hope you don't get flagged out as a titty.
Get the
Nah,
hell
it'll be
down
fine.
in the cellar. You can be the boss down there.
It's not like it's a
I'm
sexual
boss up
man
here.
or anything. It's just a black and white movie. Like in Wolfenstein, for example, like that got flagged and it got reviewed and then it got approved manually.
You know, I won't open this door again. I mean it.
Mr. Cooper, with your
It's more
help,
so things that are like sexual in nature.
Let him go, man. His mind is made up. Just let him go.
Did you watch Borat 2? It's really good. It was hilarious. I saw it. Keep in mind, if you watch Borat 2, it's extremely political. The whole aspect, the whole premise of the movie is politics. But I thought it was funny.
You're gonna let them get hurt too, huh?
It's all right, honey. Go ahead.
God. I won't get into it because I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it. But there's a whole like ending like COVID storyline that gets so absurd. It's one of those things that's so stupid you can't not laugh at it.
There's lots of places we can run to up here.
Anyone asked you what the best zombie movie in your opinion? This one.
We'd all be a lot better off.
I genuinely think, yeah, this is the best zombie movie. This is the zombie movie that all other zombie movies copied. What kind of Wolfenstein movie would you want? We already have one. It's called Overlord. That was basically Wolfenstein the movie. If we didn't have Overlord, I would want a movie like that as Wolfenstein.
Board it up tight.
It was awesome.
What about Tom and Judy?
They want to stay up there, let them. There are two other people upstairs, a man and a girl.
We heard the screaming.
Yeah, but I didn't know who they were, and I went
Eternal
about
Darkness earns its jump
taking
scares.
any
Yeah.
unnecessary chances.
Of course not.
That was another one I wanted to review for Halloween, but I never finished playing it. I mean, I did back in the day, but not like currently. Probably save that one for another time.
Is she all right?
I don't know what it is. She feels warm. Maybe it's shock.
Where'd you get the bandage?
Some laundry in a basket. I tore a sheet.
You remember days when things didn't have politics jammed up their ass?
Let them.
I mean, there always been politics
How
to an
many ways those
extent.
monsters can get in up there.
Like, for example, Metal Gear Solid. Like, Metal Gear Solid's one of the most political games you can ever play.
Here?
That's just part of the storyline.
Important, isn't it?
What?
To be right, everybody else.
I mean,
is
even
wrong.
comic
do you mean
books
by
like
that?
forever. Yeah, it's always been a thing. Dawn of the Dead remake is an awesome zombie movie.
Does anyone up there know
Yeah,
why
it's
we're
all
being
right.
attacked?
I mean, it's really good. It is really good.
Whatever it is
I always
happening
prefer this
here.
one.
It's some kind of mass murder. It's going on everywhere.
Why is it that zombie
Radio
movies
said to
become
stay inside.
action rather than terror? Yeah, think
Radio
about
upstairs. I heard a news bulletin.
compare
There's a
this
radio
movie
upstairs and you
to
boarded us in down
the
here?
Resident
I know what
Evil.
I'm doing.
What did it say?
Like every time there's zombies, everyone's doing like slow motion super moves and kung fu kicks, rock music blasting, machine guns. None of that is scary. I hate that.
We are staying down
This is
here.
the original. Like
Harry,
this is
that radio is
horror.
at least some
Like
kind
this
of
is how you do
communication.
zombies.
If the authorities know what's happening, well, they'll send people for us so they tell us what to do. How are we going to know what's going on if we lock ourselves in this dungeon?
That little girl gave 9-year-old me PTSD. I swear I couldn't sleep for a
We may
week
not
after
enjoy
seeing that
living
scene.
together,
Yeah, it's scary.
but dying together isn't going to solve anything. Those people aren't our enemies.
Mr. Cooper! Mr. Cooper, Ben found the television set upstairs.
Let's go.
There were people say when things weren't political, they meant when it was more subtle. Yeah, but like I said, it's always been like that. It just depends on what you're watching.
Downstairs for a few minutes. Harry and I could come upstairs.
Denomi, welcome
Okay, yeah.
to Nights of the Living Dead.
Will you do it?
Do I have to?
Look, honey, nothing's gonna get done with them down there and us up here. Do this for me.
Okay.
Okay, open
What's the
up.
worst zombie film you've seen? To me, it's House of the Dead. House of the Dead was really bad. But I'll say this: it has some value as being so shitty that it's not boring. That's not even a compliment, though. It's just, I'm trying to think if there's a worse one. I don't know. House of Dead's really bad, but it's one of those so stupid that, like, this movie sucks, but at least it's so bad that there's some entertainment value. I don't know. Maybe I would say that's the worst. It also makes a difference when you actually agree with the political stance or not. Yeah. No, it's all point of view. Like, for example, and I won't talk too much about it because I don't want this whole stream be about politics. But like, if you're very far on the right and you watch Borat 2, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna find it funny.
I gotta go help Ben.
But if you just watch it as just like a stupid comedy, like, it's hilarious. But yeah, all point of view. Barbara is an NPC at this point. Yeah, she's just trying to take a nap. She's like, I'm just gonna lay on this couch, just gonna relax, let everyone else do the work. She's the equivalent of the student in class. She's the equivalent of the student in class when you're doing a group project, and she's just kind of like there, and then she gets the grade at the end, but didn't actually do anything. Like, she's just in the background in stealth mode, letting everyone else do the work. They even make fun of Sega in that movie. Yeah, it's so stupid. In House of the Dead, they have like some like party rave in an island, and there's a giant Sega banner. And for some reason during the movie, when there's action going on, they just insert random like split-second clips of the gameplay footage from the game. It's so out of place. Like, what's the point of that?
This place is ridiculous.
Time for Baby to eat pineapple pizza. Wait, no, did she watch Aliens? Denomi, did you watch Aliens? The deal was Alien and Aliens.
Her brother was killed.
I thought you just saw the first one. So what you're saying is that you're not right? Yeah, I've never claimed to be. Everyone here knows I'm not.
I can't see a damn
I'm okay
thing.
with politics being presented entertainment, not being something I agree with as long as it does it in the right way.
These windows are.
That was basically me in middle school and high school. That was me in that was me in middle school, high school, and college. I hated group projects. I'd be the guy that would sit there and like contribute, especially when it's something I'm not interested in at all. Like, I'd contribute like every once in a while just to make it seem like I was doing something. I hated school, man. I wasn't interested in any of this.
You better watch this and try to understand what's going on. I don't want anyone's life on my hands.
You did watch Aliens? Hold on, wait, have you been quizzed? Because last time, I know Rogue Dragon quizzed you last time.
And that includes leaving the girl alone.
It's on.
There's no sound. Play with the
Watched Aliens last night, damn it.
Reports, incredible as they seem,
Well,
are not the results of
next opportunity I get, I will try pineapple pizza, and then tell you how much I did not like it.
wave of murder which is sweeping the eastern third of the nation is
Shaun of the Dead is the king of zombie films. It was alright. It was funny.
of their victims. First eyewitness accounts of this grisly development came from people.
Wasn't House of the Dead supposed to be a prequel to the games? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Like, I didn't even pay attention to any of that when the movie. Like, the whole time I'm just like, this movie's so bad. But I mean, it's as quality of a story as the games, I guess you could say. Because the games don't really have a quality story either. It's just a little rail shooter with bad, cheesy dialogue.
I think we have some late word just arriving, and I'll interrupt to bring this to you.
Or you do all the work and everyone else did jack. That's not what I did in groups.
Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington.
I just wanted to get out of the
It has been
class.
established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder. A widespread investigation of reports from funeral homes.
You know, speaking of pineapple pizza, you know what I tried? This is not pizza related, but it's one of those, like, weird things that I put on my list of, like, weird foods. I went to fiance's birthday. We went to the Melting Pot. I don't know if that's a Florida thing. Anyone know what the Melting Pot is? I really don't know if it's like a nationwide thing, but like they I don't even know how to explain it. Like, you cook the food right there, kind of like Korean barbecue, but it's not barbecue at all. I got like a bunch of different steaks and stuff that had seasoning, And they give you this little thing full of different sauces. And it's not like, oh, there's ketchup, mayonnaise, barbecue. It's a bunch of sauces I've never heard of. And one of them was some yogurt curry. It was like a yellow sauce that was supposed to be yogurt, but it was cooked with curry. It was delicious. It sounds weird, but yogurt curry sauce with like steak. It was amazing. Amazing, but it's something that, like, when you hear it, it's weird. House of Dead was never about story. Nope, it was not.
The Joint Chiefs of Staff, the CIA, has not produced any public information. Why are space experts being consulted about an earthbound emergency?
I like how they're trying to do the alien thing too. They're talking to space experts.
That question centers on the recent Explorer satellite shot to Venus. That satellite, you'll recall, started back to Earth, but never got here. That's the space vehicle which orbited Venus and then was purposely destroyed by NASA when scientists discovered it was carrying a mysterious high-level radiation.
So it's like Venus radiation?
Could that radiation be somehow responsible for the wholesale murders we're now suffering?
Honestly, that kind of explanation I find more interesting than just a virus. It's so over the top and ridiculous.
How are you going to get over to that pump? Look.
There's a fondue place near me called the Melting Pot. That's what it is, yeah. So I guess it is a chain. I wasn't sure if it was just a Florida thing. Wondering something fucked up. I was looking up drinks and I found a pineapple and... Ew! Pineapple and ham cocktail drink? That sounds nasty. I don't even know if I'd try that. That sounds gross.
I don't think that has been irrefutably that we have at this time.
In other words, it is the military's viewpoint that the radiation is not the cause of the mutation.
I can't speak for the entire military at this time, gentlemen. I must disagree with
You imagine if someone goes up to you and they're like, oh, by the way, you know how this all started? Radiation from a satellite that came from Venus. If someone ever tells you that, where you stop in your tracks and you're just like, wait, what? It's not a virus? Even though that's not really what it is, but...
I thought we decided that is not proved yet.
Was the satellite, when the satellite was exploded?
Unusual amount of radiation. Enough.
Did you hear about the Texas Chainsaw reboot? Yeah, I'm a couple movies behind. Is that a reboot, though? I wasn't sure if it was a reboot or some kind of like prequel again.
Later. Yes. There will be a reply.
Yes.
Later this afternoon.
I didn't watch that last one where it was like a Leatherface prequel.
Well, perhaps there will be a report, a more full report. Will you close the window? We are doing everything possible to solve the problem.
We're hoping to get some further explanation of this.
We've heard all we need to know.
It's day there when it's night while they watch it. Maybe it was it could be pre-recorded. It might not be live news.
There we can get help for.
Is one of the world's foremost authorities.
The cosmic radiation also makes more sense as why it would spread so fast. Yeah, this is blasting radiation worldwide.
You know this area. You from around here?
Judy and I are both from around here.
Sounds more gross than a Bloody Mary. I hate Bloody Marys. I've tried one
Judy had a
once.
radio and we heard the first reports.
Like, I wrote a long time ago with an ex-girlfriend. We were at her parents' house, and her dad liked them, and he offered me one. It's one of those things where you don't want to be rude, so you say yes, but I drank it. Oh, God. It's so gross.
How could we possibly get away from here? We've got a sick child, 2 women, 1 woman out of her head, 3 men, and the place is surrounded.
I've never been a fan of zombie via virus. It works for Resident Evil some things, but I miss magic being the cause of zombies and crap. Yeah, I see, my problem with the whole virus explanation, it's overused now. Like, it's always a virus.
Do you have any answers at this time?
Instead of being more imaginative. To me, a virus is too easy of an explanation for any weird thing. It's like, oh, virus.
Who's been injured in any way. We don't know yet what complications might result from such injuries.
How bad has your kid been hurt?
How do you feel about the Scream movies? I enjoy them. I really like them for what they are.
Look,
They're slasher flicks that essentially are making fun of the slasher genre.
Yeah, you tell Judy to come up here and you stay with the kid, all right?
There's another one coming too, Scream 5. And all the original people are coming back.
In the cold room at the university, we had a cadaver. Cadaver from...
The reboot's a direct sequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Sometime early this morning,
Didn't they already do that with Texas Chainsaw 3D? Wasn't that already a direct sequel? I guess what, they're doing it again and just ignoring that one?
Ask for me? She hasn't said anything. I don't understand. Baby. It's Mommy.
Better get away from her.
I heard. I'll come back down as soon as I find out what they want.
I watched the first 4 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Have fun making a timeline of those. Yeah, there's reboots, prequels, sequels. It's all over the place. I argue the reboot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, the Jessica Biel one, I actually like that one. I actually like that one better than the original. I think it's one of those few examples where it surpasses the original.
And burn. They must be burned immediately. Soak them with gasoline and burn them. The bereaved will have to forego the dubious comforts that a funeral service will give. They're just dead flesh and dangerous.
Burn them. Burn them all.
Find some beds.
Burn to the ground.
Tear up into small strips, okay?
Did they mention the zombie elephant? Oscar the elephant is not in this movie.
Bottles or jars. Make Molotov cocktails and hold them out while we try to escape.
Hey, there's a big can of kerosene down there.
I'll see what I can find.
I'll look for the bottles.
There's a big key ring down there. There may be a
Greetings from Fuengirola, Spain.
We can toss
Welcome.
the cocktails from a window upstairs.
All the way from across the world. Awesome.
A couple of us can go out and try to get the gas and come back for the rest of the people.
But that'll leave a door open someplace.
Yeah, that's right. It better be this door. It's closer to the truck.
2 and 3 are both sequels of the first one. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is so crazy though. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, like, it goes from like straight up like uncomfortable, unsettling horror to just goofiness. I enjoy that movie, but it's completely different from the original.
You're it then.
Sonata's favorite have to eat pineapple pizza. Apparently, I never promised a time frame. I never promised a time frame. I just said I would.
You can go upstairs and toss the cocktails from a window. Tom, you and I will have to unboard this door. After you toss the cocktails, you hustle back down here and lock this door. It's no good to board it up because we'll have to get back in quickly. After we get the gas and get back into the house, then we'll
I like the line, OG Dawn of the Dead, they just kill, and the people they kill just get up and kill. Yeah.
Except for the rescue stations which have been set up. Indications are that before this emergency is over, we will need many, many more such rescue stations.
You said after I watch it. No, it is after. It is after, but I didn't say how long after. I need to have access to the pineapple pizza first. Baby's eating cheese out on his bets. I said I would. I said I would. I will. At some point soon.
All you get is a recorded message.
If I could only call the folks. They're going to be so worried about us.
Everything will be all right. As soon as we get to Willard, we'll call them. They might even be there.
That's funny. You're talking about calling her folks. Like now, you just whip out your cell phone and text. Be like, hey, you all right? The zombie's here. Come get us. Texas Chainsaw Reboot is like how Halloween 2018 is a sequel to the first Halloween movie. Okay, so it's just ignoring everything.
Well, the television said that's the right thing to do.
Should be interesting.
We've got to get to a rescue station.
I don't know.
Come on, honey. You're starting to sound like Mr. Cooper now.
But why do you have to go out there?
Look, I know how to handle that truck, and I can handle the pump. Ben doesn't know anything about that stuff.
You should need it on stream video evidence. Hey, don't help here.
For how long, honey? We're safe now, but there's going to be more and more of those things.
I know all that.
Elver, welcome.
Hey, listen.
You're man of your word, I believe it.
Remember when we had the big flood? Remember how difficult it was for us to convince you that it was right to...
Of course, the husband is going to do something stupid. They usually do.
Remember we had to go to Willard then? This isn't a passing thing, honey. It's not like just a wind passing through. We've got to do something, and fast.
We've got to do something fast.
I just don't want you to go out there, that's all.
Hey, Smiley.
What series has the most confusing timeline? I don't know.
Boy.
Like, you're talking about just everything, or are we talking movies?
We've got work to do.
I mean, none of them are really confusing when you actually understand it, but, like, Halloween one's kind of all over the place, too. Because you've got, what, Halloween 1 and 2. And then she has a daughter, dies in a car crash. Then you have Halloween 3 and 4.
We better get her downstairs.
And 5. And
we
6.
have to go downstairs now, Barbara.
Or no, Halloween 3 is not part of it. I'm sorry. 4, 5, 6.
She's right. You have to go downstairs.
And then they went back and erased those. Then it was Halloween 1 and 2.
Oh, I'd like
Skips
to
all the
live.
way to H2O.
Yes.
And then Resurrection. Then they erased all that, did the Rob Zombie ones. Then they erased all that again, and then it's Halloween 1 and Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. So that's kind of all over the place, too.
Good luck.
Yeah.
It's an oral presentation. Oh, yeah, that acting was amazing. Zelda, I wouldn't say Zelda's got a confusing timeline, because here's the thing. Zelda originally never had a timeline. It was, because if you look at the title, it's The Legend of Zelda. Every story was a standalone tale. The idea was that your legends change and shift over the time, so they're different stories, they're legends, so it's not really interconnected. And then Nintendo had to do the whole time split thing in Ocarina of Time, and then fans had their own theories of how it connected. And then Wind Waker came out and said Link never appeared, which fell in one specific timeline. So boom, suddenly Nintendo has a timeline with plenty of plot holes and gaps because it was never intended.
You ready upstairs? Yeah. Okay, toss them.
Yesterday we were talking about how bad CG in films. I think we overlooked the worst CG. Mask in Halloween. H2O? Where was their CG mask in that? I don't recall CG mask in H2O. What part? It would suck if they accidentally burn the house down while they're in there. Child's Play after 3 confused the hell out of me. Well, Child's Play... Well, see, you can't count the reboot either. That's its own thing. Child's Play continued with Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, and then Cult of Chucky, and... what was the other one? Cult of Chucky. I forgot the name of the other one. And now there's a TV series coming to, I think, Sci-Fi Channel. These aren't zombies, they're COVID positive idiots who are biting people to spread it. Ah, anti-maskers, if you will.
Get back in the cellar. I'm going. It's too late. It's too late.
Ben is acting circles around everyone else. His acting is significantly better than all the other characters.
Unless you're coming, come on. Get in.
You always notice people do stupid things in these movies when zombies are taking an hour to get to them, but somehow they catch up and get them. I feel like each Zelda incarnation should be in a different world. Yeah, it kind of was originally. Because you had Zelda 1 and 2 that followed each other directly. Then there was like Link to the Past, which doesn't acknowledge Zelda 1 and 2. You know, so it was kind of its own thing. Curse of Chucky, thank you. That's what I was thinking of. I couldn't recall the name. They had Curse and then Cult. I think that was the year. I think Cult was after Curse. I think it's hilarious though in the newest Chucky movie how like not the reboot. I hate the remake. I think it was Cult of Chucky, the most recent one, where Chucky learns how to like split his soul, like duplicate his soul into multiple dolls. So there's like multiple Chuckies interacting with each other. I was laughing my ass off. It's hilarious.
Watch the torch.
The latest Child's Play movie, they took the idea from a Simpsons Halloween special and that a Krusty doll was evil and tried to kill Homer. I hated the Chucky remake. They've been talking about doing a sequel for that. I don't know if that's still happening. But there's like 2 Chucky things going on. You've still got the classic universe going, and then they have this like rebooted one. Or it's basically just like Chucky Skynet. Seen Slither yet? No, I haven't seen it yet.
Come on, come on. My jacket's caught.
If they just walk up to every lone zombie and hit it with a flaming torch, problem solved, that'd be too easy. And boom, there was nobody in that car. plan has failed. Chucky movies need more Jennifer Tilly's cleavage. What happened to her? Did she die in the movie? I don't remember. Oh, no, never mind. She popped up in the last one. Never mind, she's alive. I swear in Cult, I thought all the Chuckies would turn on each other. I kind of thought that too, but it didn't happen. They all just work together. They're all like they're all each other's best friend essentially. I love when they're arguing because one of them is pissed like what they did to his hair, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he fucked you up real good." It was hilarious. Can't be serious. They lit the car. Yep. Zombies get a cooked meal, a rare treat for them. That's true. But he's looking at him like he's gonna knock him out. It's always a wardrobe malfunction that makes the plan go wrong. Yeah, it is true though. First plans never work. Jennifer Tilly's canon, but I guess Glenn isn't anyway. Yeah, they completely forgot about him, which, to be honest, I thought that was kind of a stupid idea. Seed of Chuck was weird. But, yeah, I guess they forgot about him. I like how he stops to beat his ass. Like, there's no time for this. You gotta work together. Well, you know, screw it. He deserved it. Beat his ass. Beat him. I love that arguing scene. They were all like, hello, I deserve to kill Andy. Look what he did to my hair. Yeah, that's my favorite scene in the whole movie.
And feed you those things.
Just spend the night in the attic. If there's no attic, just hang out on the roof. Exactly. I feel like it's not that hard to survive a horror movie. Because usually when people die in horror movies, it's usually easily avoidable things that they did. I love, by the way, these old school punch sounds. Like, it's always the same sound effect when someone gets punched in these old movies. Why is he beating up? Because he left him outside. I love how the zombies, like, their instinct is just to eat flesh. But, like, you imagine if, like, it wasn't necessarily flesh they want. They're just hungry. So you see them just, like, walking up to, like, McDonald's drive-thru and ordering double cheeseburgers. And Glenda was the woman in Cult of Chucky movie who was the one talking to Andy in the beginning. I wonder how the series is going to be. I think it's interesting to have an actual Chucky show. Alright, Mathias, I'll keep it down for that Blu-ray. Again, I appreciate that.
Isn't it 3 o'clock yet? There's supposed to be another broadcast at 3 o'clock.
10 minutes.
Oh, only 10 more minutes?
Horror movie deaths are like video game deaths. It's always your own damn fault.
We can leave.
Yep.
Well, we better leave.
Not always. The Alien Isolation ones from yesterday was due to terrible loading screens and bugginess. That was not my fault. Not all of it.
You know anything about this area at all? I mean, is Willard the nearest town?
Zombies drown?
I don't know.
No. I mean, they don't require oxygen.
We were just trying to get to a motel before
Where did
dark.
zombies' brain eating come from? You know what? I don't know, actually.
You think we can get it back on?
Because, like, in this movie, they don't specifically eat brains. Like, it's just human flesh. But, like, you know, whenever you have, like, the tropes later, they're like, brains. I don't know where that came from. Anyone know?
Johnny has the keys.
Like, where that in particular?
You're gonna carry that child a mile?
I say you have the best movie ideas. Wesley, you like my E.T. idea? E.T. the trilogy?
What's wrong with her? How'd she get hurt?
One of those things grabbed her.
Bit her on the arm.
What's wrong?
Who knows what kind of disease those things carry? Is she conscious?
I think it was Return of the Living Dead. Every zombie was screaming brains in that movie. Wonder if that's the first one that did that.
Well, one of us could try to get to the car.
You caused bugs and glitches last night. That was the save point, not me.
Start the car.
It was the
Johnny
save
has
point.
the keys.
Promising to eat pineapple pizza if Alien and Aliens got watched is all your fault. I didn't think the movies were going to get watched, all right?
Yeah, I know, but where is it?
I didn't think so.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I guess it was Return of the Living Dead.
Being monitored closely by scientists at all the radiation detection stations. At this hour, they report the level of the mysterious
Most definitely I'll pay to see that, yeah. It's E.T. the Extraterrestrial, E.T. the Revenge, and E.T. the Invasion. Or E.T. Invades. You finished the game, I fell asleep last night? Yeah, I actually did. 7 hours in, we beat the game. We're going to stream it tomorrow, too, for the DLC. Just the DLC chapter.
Our news cameras have just returned from covering such a search and destroy operation.
I'll never forgive you for that 2-hour section. Blame Sega. Blame Sega and their programming. And they broke all the loading times. They jumped them all up to 1 minute plus.
Have been organized to search out and destroy the marauding ghouls.
The marauding
Survival
ghouls.
Command Center at the Pentagon has disclosed that a ghoul can be killed by a shot in the head or a heavy blow to the skull. Officials are quoted as explaining that since the brain of a ghoul has been activated by the radiation, the plan is kill the brain.
So they did go with the radiation explanation in this movie. I don't remember that part.
What do you think from the supply wagon, Gus?
No, we're all right. Hey, Gas, put that thing all the way in the fire. We don't want it getting up again. All right, I got you.
Put that away in the fire. E.T. Invades is basically destroy all humans, yeah.
Men are taking it pretty good. You want to get on the other side of the road over there?
Love this movie. My favorite's Night of the Living Dead.
Well, we
This is the genre that defined the zombie movie. Awesome you're doing this. Yeah, thankfully it's public domain, so no issues.
They must have thought somebody was in there.
Yeah, Road Dogg, I'm pissed the thing didn't work. It's public domain too, which really sucks.
Blasted him down.
Any chance you'll stream the thing?
Chief, if I were surrounded by 6 or 8 of
Oh, you're talking
these
about the
things, would
game?
I
Yeah, I
stand
want
a
to
chance
eventually.
Well, there's no problem.
I gotta test it on
Yeah,
that
gun
PS2
shoot 'em in
emulator,
the
see if it
head.
works
That's a sure
properly.
way to kill 'em. If you don't get yourself a club or a torch, beat 'em or burn 'em. They go up pretty easy.
Well, Chief McClellan, how long do you think it will take you until you get the situation under control?
Well, that's pretty hard to say. We don't know how many of 'em there are. We know when we find 'em, we can kill 'em.
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Well, in time, would you say you ought to be able to wrap this up in 24 hours?
24 hours.
Well, we don't really
Have you seen
know.
the 7th and final
We know
film
we'll
in the
be
Tremor
into it
series?
most of the
No, I
night,
haven't seen
probably
Tremors in
into the early
ages.
morning.
I think I've only
We're
seen like the
working our
first
way
2.
toward Willard, and we'll team up with the National Guard
When I was a
over there,
kid.
and then we'll be able to give a more definite view.
Thank you very much, Chief McClellan. This is Bill Cardill, WIC TV 11 News. Thank you, Bill.
You should check out the PBS channel Storied.
Official spokesman declined to speculate.
They're doing a
just how
3-episode
long it
special on the
may take to
mythology of
kill off
zombies. That's
flesh
interesting.
eaters.
The channel is called Storied or the show? Is Day of Dead public domain? I doubt it.
Is the fuse box in the cellar?
I don't know.
Will there be more midnight movies in the future? Are you talking about the watch parties?
It isn't the fuse.
Yeah, I'll definitely do them every once in a while.
The power lines are down.
Okay, anytime I buy a lot of movies, so anytime there's like a public domain, like old school movie like this, I'll stream it.
Haven't you had enough?
Look, 2 people are dead already on account of that guy. Take a look out that window.
They have the movies on Netflix. Yeah, I don't think they're in the public domain. Forgot how short this movie was. It's longer than the other 2 we streamed, Beast from Haunted Cave and Wasp Woman. Your Gamera is public domain. Yeah, I think the first one, right? Oh, the YouTube channel is called Story. I wonder how long is left. About 14 minutes, 15 minutes or so. Yeah, it's about as long as some movies today. And it's like an hour and a half long. Some movies today are still about that long. Wasp one was so damn bad. Oh yeah, it's pretty bad. Enjoyable, but yeah, it's pretty bad movie. Yeah, most horror movies still don't go past 90 minutes, yeah. And if they do, usually it's just by a little bit.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to stay up here now? Helen, get the cellar. Get the cellar now. Move!
God, just compare this movie to The Wasp Woman. Like, the quality level. It's so much better. And, you know, it's like, it's the same, like, era. Like, the same time frame, I guess you could say. Don't watch the original Gamera, it's awful. That doesn't stop me putting things on this channel. we watch Beast from Haunted Cave. She looked like she put the hands on her head. Oh, there he goes. Right now. It's actually longer than some movies stay because credits are nowhere near as long. Yeah, and running time today counts credits. There was a time where long movies had intermission, yeah. A lot of times they would do it so people would go up and get like theater snacks and stuff. Horror movies tend to be on the shorter side so that you don't question the plot too deeply, yeah. Well, and also the fact that, like, if a movie has like a certain scare type, it'll be less effective as the movie goes on. So if you have a movie be too long, it'll just get boring. This one's 1968, a big jump in quality, yeah. It's crazy how much of, like, you know, 10 to 15 years quality can, like, massively improve. God, that part's so scary.
Oh, baby. Baby.
She's done. That's such a bizarre scream. That's why it scared me, though, as a kid, that scene. It sounds so unnatural. That's horrifying. It's so unnatural. Kendo's daughter. Imagine having to put down your own kid. Well, she did not put down her own kid. The kid put her down. Yep, there we go. This is that part of the movie where you know your plan has completely failed and everything is just starting to fall apart. That scream is awesome, yeah. Her brother's coming to get her. Yeah, which is ironic because at the beginning he was telling her they're coming to get you, Barbara, and like, and that's how their story ends. Clever foreshadowing. It's okay, he's just taking her back to the car. Yeah, that's all he's doing. Or he's pretending to be one of the zombies. He's actually taking her to safety. compared to what I've seen, this is nothing. Yeah, but you got to put yourself back in the day, though. Back then, this was shocking. Especially with how much, like, the MPAA, like, back in the early days of, like, slasher flicks, like, how obsessed they were with, like, censoring everything. So, yeah, this would have been shocking in 1968. So I guess anytime someone tells me a black guy always dies first, I can point out this movie from now on. This is a good example where he's legitimately the main hero. It was very rare back then. I can't even think of another example of a movie from this era that had a black lead. Because I know this movie was a very like it was like one of the it was a big deal, essentially. I mean, again, you got a 1968 with how like prevalent racism was and everything in the country at that point. Legacy of Kain timeline. Whenever it's done, I'm still working through the games. I wanted it done by the end of October, but with the whole car accident thing we've been dealing with for like a week now, kind of put everything on hold for a little bit. But it's still coming. I'm still getting the stuff out. It's just gonna flow into November, which is fine. I'll just put it alongside all the other stuff I had planned for November. MPA love butchering Friday the 13th movies. Yeah, the final chapter. If you watch the special features for Friday the 13th final chapter, they talk about that extensively, like how rough it was because they had to do so much. They had cutting to avoid an NC-17 rating. That's why if you notice in the final movie, a lot of the kills, like as soon as it happens, they cut to the next scene real quick. If you look at the unedited ones, like online, they have clips, and it's so much more gory. Will you review any of the Hammer horror films? I'd like to sometime. I've never actually seen them. Honestly, it's not common for the black guy to die first, from what I found. Yeah, I think with most, like, a lot of, like, newer movies, like, actually just make fun of that trope. But I agree with that. It doesn't always, like, it doesn't usually happen in the actual movies. I don't know where that trope came from, though. Ever thought about doing a Splatterhouse timeline? Not really. I mean, I'll never say no, but I don't really have that one in the books right now. Yeah, no spoilers in chat. Like, this whole ending is shocking.
Get about 4 or 5 men and a couple dogs. There's a house over here behind those trees. We want to go check it out. You go here, Bill.
Yeah, Chief, we're going to stay with it till we meet up.
Yeah, black guy dying first is a trope, but it's not too common. Yeah, no, it's not. I'm trying to think of other examples where it's happened. I can't even think of one, like where the first one would go.
I guess you can go over there and meet the National Guard.
I think more it's just like
the rest of these men want to come with me?
It's more just like an opportunity to make a joke in these kind of movies.
All right, Steve, tell him we're going to stay with it then.
Siskel said it in a review. I think that's the major thing that started the trope. Damn, to be the only one left. I mean, it shows he did the best job. This is one movie, I think, where the zombies move away from people for some reason. I noticed the nose behind them. No, it's a longer game, but you can stream Red Dead Redemption 2 eventually. I downloaded it when it first came out. I haven't touched it yet.
Follow the wagon down. I only need a few men time to check out the house.
Tales from the Crypt TV series would be cool. Oh, you know what? I actually wanted to do a top 10 this year on my channel, but like it's been taking so long to get through all the DVDs. There's 7 DVDs. I'm on like number 4 right now. So that'll have to come later. And it'll get copyright claim for sure. It's kind of a better idea if they get a little closer before firing in case they miss. Save some ammo.
He's the dead one. Get up here. Nick, Tony, Steve, you want to get out in that field and build me a bonfire?
I can't look. This part's so quiet too. I'm going sneaking around.
You, drag that out of here and throw it on the fire. Nothing down here.
Watch your Friday 13th videos for Jason has plot armor. He does.
There's something there. I heard a noise. All right, Vince, hit him in the head, right between the eyes.
Yep.
Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another
And that
one
happened.
for the fire.
After all that. Honestly, like, that scene to me is so effective because, like, people are so used to, like, happy endings, and this is one of the first movies I remember seeing where there's no, like, resolution. There's no happy ending. Like, the character you're following the whole time just... He just dies because they mistake him for a zombie. That's something... You never saw that back in the day. You never saw that. It was always good guys beat the bad guys, rosy ending, and credits. He probably should have just, like, hidden and, like, waved his hand first. Just waved his hand first, like, hey, I'm alive. But instead of just, like, looking at the window and then boom. But he probably didn't know what the hell was going on out there. Poor Ben. Survive zombies and be killed by races. You know, I've always thought that about this movie. What if? Because if you notice, they were all white. And it's 1968. So it makes you think, like, what if they didn't... What if they weren't sure that he was a zombie and they just took the opportunity to kill him? Like, you know, I've always thought that about this movie. And I know that that's a common debate. But if you put yourself in that time period, that would make sense, too, for that scene happening. Like, they were more likely to pull that trigger right away. And a part of me kind of feels like they did that purposely to kind of get that conversation going. Like, is that why they did it? Or did they genuinely think it was a zombie?
Hey, Randy, light these torches over here. People in the back, way in the back.
Great movie, though. First time seeing it, yeah, it's a classic. Ben was a zombie? He died in that basement? Or was that just... No, he wasn't a zombie. He was holding a shotgun and everything. Like, yeah, he's definitely alive. He should have used the ink ribbon on the typewriter. Well, that was Night of the Living Dead. Fantastic, classic movie. No after credit scene, guys. They didn't do after credit scenes back then. Sad point, I thought it was going to go that way. Yeah. Yeah, but I hope for those of you that were here that's seen this movie 1,000 times like I have, I hope you enjoyed rewatching it as a community. And for those watching for the first time, damn good movie. If anyone's interested in actually owning it, I've got the link for the Blu-ray in the description for Amazon. This is a movie I watch every year during Halloween time, repeatedly. I love this movie. And if you don't want to buy it, it's free on YouTube. It's public domain, so you can see it lower quality on YouTube also. But yeah, I'll cut it off there because I'm gonna go get some drive-thru food, get the Friday 13th stream ready. For those that want to play, or if you just want to hang out, 7:30 Eastern, little less than an hour from now, I'm going to stream Friday 13th on PS4, just like we've done multiple times. So